love a little motivation on a Tuesday, right? Wake everybody up, make everyone feel alive.
Yeah.
And honesty, right? Most important thing. With that, we welcome in Rob Ninkovich. He's our NFL analyst, and he's joining us here to talk about the NFL. But first, we're going to go back to college. What did you think of that little speech? It was motivational, right?
Hey, it got me going, right? I'm excited. Early in the morning in my basement right now, Motivation Monday, I almost said Motivation Monday. Motivation Wednesday.
Yeah. Wind up Wednesday. We'll go with that.
Don't take me back to the start of the week. I need to get closer to Friday.
Yeah, exactly. We're inching to the weekend
we're
here.
Here. We're close. We're close.
We are close, which means we're going to do a little grading of some NFL teams, both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Who better to do it here than Rob Ninkovich? So let's start with the Dallas Cowboys, right? We've seen Dak Prescott have an unbelievable season through 5 games. We see a run game with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. So what would you grade the Dallas Cowboys offense thus far, Nink?
They're an A-, and the only reason that I say A- is because it's still very early in the season. Anytime you have a quarterback that's on pace to throw for over 4,500 yards, and you have 2 running backs on pace to run for over 1,000, and you have 2 receivers that are on pace to go for over 1,000. That means that your offense is clicking on all cylinders. So for me, I think the Dallas Cowboys are an A-, and the only reason there's a minus here is because we still have a long way to go. So that A- could be an A+ as long as they keep getting better and better and better.
Take an A-. I think anybody would there, Shay.
I definitely would.
How about grading out that Saints offense? You got the running back and quarterback combo. Jameis Winston, the new guy in there, replacing Drew Brees and doing a decent job. And, of course, the Swiss Army knife, Alvin Kamara. How would you grade out this combination of the quarterback and running back?
Well, Kamara is the wild card. So he's the card that you throw in there and you don't know what's going to happen. So with that, I can't grade them any lower than a B-. If they were in the C's, I couldn't do it because of Kamara. He's so explosive. And when they played the Patriots, I had a chance to speak with Sean Payton after the game. And I just asked him, how is it with the transition? He said, look, it's a little bit different. Anybody that goes from having a Hall of Fame quarterback to having a new quarterback in a system that is very advanced, usually when Drew Brees would come off to the sideline, Sean Payton would almost telepathically understand, okay, what were you seeing? This is what I think. Okay, well, now there's a new quarterback in there, and they have to reestablish the communication. So we've seen a little bit of struggle there at the quarterback position, and the amount of plays that the Saints could put into the offense is probably limited compared to where it was last year. So that's why I have them at a B-. Because of Kamara, I can't put them in the C category.
So we're like tying a bow on all this, right? Like we started talking about college, Ohio State motivational quote, and then we moved to grades, which is like college, right? You get your grades when you're in college, and it feels like this Kansas City defense is playing, no offense, at a college level. That's how bad they are. They're giving up a league worst, almost 33 points per game. Terrible has been this Kansas City Chiefs defense. And so, Nate, give them a grade, and it better be worse than average. Let's just say that.
Well, let's just say D's do not get degrees.
Yeah.
So I am saying that the Kansas City Chiefs are playing at a D level. I mean, I'm not going to give them a failure lever because you still got Tyrann Mathieu. You still have people in place that maybe they can get it going here. So I'm not completely giving up on them and saying that they're a failure. I'm not doing that. So I'm going to go with a D. There's room to improve because it is still early in the season. There's a long way to go here. They're not done. So for me, I'm going with a D. D's don't get degrees, and D's don't win championships. So they're going to have to improve drastically if they intend to get in the playoffs and make any type of run.
But, Rob, on the other end of the spectrum, D's, in terms of defense, can win championships. And I think we're talking about to a guy who knows a little bit about that. And let's talk about the opposite end of the spectrum. League's best, only giving up 12.8 points per game. So much talk about Josh Allen on the Buffalo offense. But grade out this Buffalo defense, my friend.
A. You got to go A all the way. I mean, listen, when you play the Kansas City Chiefs and they have Tyreek and Kelsey and the ability to run the football and you completely shut them down, you got to give it up to the defensive coordinator, Leslie Frazier. He's been able to get this team to play at a very high level. And when you combine that defense with Josh Allen and their ability to push the ball down the field and score, man, that's a recipe for success. The Buffalo Bills, they are going to go on a run here, and they look like they could be possibly one of the best teams in the AFC, definitely in the division. So when you combine great defensive play with a great quarterback, look out. That is a recipe for success.
So what I'm realizing is Rob Ninkovich is not the most forgiving teacher. Like, we only saw an A and for the elite in the Bills defense. What does it take to get an A plus in your book?
Oh, good question.
Listen, I came from Bill Belichick way of coaching.
Yeah.
You never get an A plus. Okay,
Doesn't matter.
It's either pass. It's pass or fail. Look, you either pass the test or you fail the test. I'm surprised you even got me doing these grades right now because I never got a grade. I got one of these. You did your job. You did what you're supposed to do.
Well, Rob, you came to the right place, my friend, because me and Shay did not play for Bill Belichick, and we do hand out A pluses. You passed the test, my friend. You get an A plus on this appearance. We appreciate the time, Rob.
I appreciate it. You don't need to give me a hug. I'm okay.
All right, cool. Air pound. See you, Nick.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.